Welcome to another edition of Whiskey, Games, and Nerd Stuff. Today's video is going to be the first in a series for the 2024 holiday gift ideas for people who like whiskey, games, and nerd stuff. This video is going to be for gift ideas that are under $25. First on our list is a subscription to Whiskey Advocate. I love this magazine. I've had a subscription to this for as long as I can remember. And you can get a year subscription for under $22. And often around this time, you can actually get a subscription for it and then get a second subscription to give to somebody as a gift. So really, you're getting two subscriptions for under $25. I really enjoy this. For those that aren't familiar with it, it's a magazine that talks about whiskey. And what I really enjoy about this is there's some great articles in here. They'll have a section, each issue will have a section of if you're in a particular country or particular city, what bar should you go to, what has a good selection. They'll typically have stories about specific distilleries and what's going on. You'll see a lot of talk about some upcoming whiskeys that are coming out. There's some great stuff in here. I find the writing very entertaining, straight on point. And one of the things I really enjoy about the magazine is towards the end, what's going to happen is you're going to get this buyer's guide that kind of gives you a quick idea of the range for certain whiskeys, as well as the rating for them, the price, to kind of give you an idea. So, as you're getting into the whiskey market and you're looking for something you like, just because it's a certain score doesn't mean, all 93s aren't going to be equal. All 92s aren't going to be equal. But if you're trying to find a gift for somebody, or try something new, and you have a specific price point, you can say, oh, hey, look, I like the Heaven Hill Green. This was, here's what it talks about it. Here was the score. Here's the price range. What else can I find within that range? And then they'll typically will have different types in here as well. You'll go through all kinds of different types of whiskey from different parts of the world. If you want to get something in the U.S., there's here. If you want to get something outside of the U.S., they'll kind of talk about the different places. But I really enjoy this magazine. I think that if you have a whiskey lover in your family or a friend, a colleague that does not have this magazine, this is a great magazine to give as a gift. I know I've given plenty over the years, and, there's not much more to say about this one. So Whiskey Advocate is the first thing I would recommend for under $25. The second gift that I would recommend that's going to be under $25, in fact, I've seen this anywhere from $15 to $20, is Friday. Friday is a great solo player game from Rio Grande Games. This is a fun but simple and strategic deck building game where you start with a basic deck and build it stronger. You're basically fighting through various challenges with the end goal of fighting pirates at the end to get off the island. Like I've said, I've seen this between $15 and $20, and I truly enjoyed this game. I've played this more than I can think of, and I've had multiple copies of this game because I've left one copy at an airport and left one copy at a hotel. But this is typically in my travel bundle of games that I take with me, so this also makes a great travel game. Again, this is Friday from Rio Grande Games. You can typically find it anywhere between $15 and $20, and it's I find it readily available wherever you want. And let's go ahead and take a sip of this. And this will actually go into what I'm drinking and staying on point with the theme of pirates. We're going to go ahead to gift number 3. And gift number 3 is what I'm drinking right now. So let's go ahead and take another sip. And that is Kraken Rum. And actually, this is Kraken Rum with Dr. Pepper. You can typically find a bottle this size anywhere between $17 to $22. This mix is great with Coke. I like it with Dr. Pepper because if you get the right mix, which is usually 50-50, you can almost not even taste the rum. It pretty much, to me, tastes like Dr. Pepper. And, if sometimes you have those friends that like to drink or want to get that nice little buzz, but they don't like the taste of alcohol. And this is something you kind of mix in there. As long, again, you can put a little bit less in there, but that Dr. Pepper will have a stronger taste than the rum. Just be careful, though, because I've seen people drink too much of this. So let's go ahead and take a sip. Obviously, this is not going to be the best high-quality, top-shelf rum out there, but for the price point of that $17 to $22, I have yet to find a rum that I like more in that price point than this one. And the bottle is just cool. I've used plenty of these bottles as props in various D&D games, and I honestly think this would be a great pairing if you want to stay under that $50 mark. And actually, it would be less than that $50 mark because you're looking at probably 15 and 15s are around 30, is give them the Friday game and the Kraken rum. That would be a good thematic gift. Again, this is under $25. I would definitely recommend this. I think it's a good choice. You can never go wrong having this on your bar. And if anything, just the bottle presence alone, and it's pretty good, especially for the price point. Another gift that I would recommend under that $25 is this book. I've really enjoyed this book. It's called Your Move by Joan Moriarty and Jonathan Kay. What board games teach us about life. You can typically get this for $17.95, so under that $20 mark. I can't remember if I got this off of Amazon or Barnes & Noble, but I really enjoyed this book. This is anytime I can find books that talk about games or gameplay theory or anything to do with games, I'm always on board for it. And what I really appreciate about this book was the author's voice that kind of went back and forth. They didn't just talk about the games, but you can tell a little bit about themselves, so they brought some personality into it. And basically what happens is each chapter will take a game. And that game, they're basically talking about that game, but kind of using that as a mirror to discuss what that game says about our culture, history, society, and relationships. And I've read this twice now. I would recommend this to anybody who is a game player in your life. And even if you're not somebody who's into games, this is a good book to get. But definitely if you have somebody who enjoys any type of games or just kind of books about what something says about society and kind of the history of things, this is a book that I would highly recommend. You can find that. It's very available. But let's go ahead and take a sip. And again, this is Your Move, What Board Games Teach Us About Life from Joan Moriarty and Jonathan Kay. And I do apologize if I said either one of your names wrong. The next thing on our list for gifts that are going to be under $25 is Next Station London. Next Station London is a fun, easy to learn flip and write from Blue Orange Games. I thoroughly enjoy this game. This has kind of been part of our nightly routine of games that we go through. You can play this solo or 4 players. You could, technically go more than 4 players, but you'd have to do some shenanigans with the pencils. But basically, the premise of this game is you're in London, and you're flipping over cards, and you're drawing a subway track, and there's some basic rules in it. The gameplay is relatively quick. I really enjoy this game. It says the gameplay is about 25 minutes, but I don't think we've ever spent 25 minutes on this. I think a newer player who's trying to, think or overthink where they want to do it, I would say on your first gameplay, just kind of go with the flow. And then, as you play more, you'll kind of have a better idea of how to get the scoring and whatnot. But typically you can find this game online anywhere from $17.99. I think the highest I've seen this at the time of this filming is $19.99. So that's a great price. So here again are 5 things that I would recommend, for gifts for anybody that's into whiskey, games, or nerd stuff. We will do some more of these videos. Would love to hear some comments in the comment section about this particular 5 things that I brought up. Do you have any of those things? Do you like them? And I would love to hear some recommendations of what you would recommend as a gift guide with the holiday season coming up that you would give under that $25 price point. Do appreciate everybody taking the time to watch this video. Please like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Until next time, folks, cheers.